next thing we're going to discuss is the device trends in the connected TV space, the ad supply trends in the space. We'll talk about devices a little bit later. This is going to look at app growth, open programmatic growth, and also the primary device manufacturers in the US right now, at least in terms of app stores and what they offer, are Roku and Amazon. So we're going to dive into some of that data now. Brooke, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you.
Yeah, sure. So when we look at, the total kind of volume of apps with CTV programmatic inventory, this is where we're starting to, or we have seen also significant growth year over year. So, whether this is, a number of devices that are also growing, but it also really just points to the fact that more apps are coming onto these devices to give people more options for viewing. So we're seeing 71% rise in the total volume of CTV apps year over year. And so, it's just indicative that the space is growing, content is becoming more available, but you could also look at as potentially increasing in fragmentation. So more options for the types of apps that people are consuming and engaging with. And so it'll be interesting to see how this, I think goes into 2022, if we'll start to see this level out, where certain apps become, quote unquote winners, and grabbing the largest share, or if we'll start to continue to see maybe a long tail of apps growing and increasing over time, as people want sometimes very niche content. So I think this will be an interesting stat to watch over the next year as well.
What jumps out to me when I look at this is that the growth was kind of flat in 2020. There was the ad spend growth and user engagement growth, but in terms of apps entering the ecosystem, available supply, and again, just talking about apps, that didn't really change much in 2020, but that has really taken off in 2021. Maybe people started developing apps during the pandemic and it took them a while or what, but this to me looks kind of like a little bit of a delayed reaction to the pandemic, where now the number of apps is increasing when I look at this.